Greetings, everybody. Hello. So look, ran about 4 minutes late here, but I've just gotten in. We just got done with our annual grand session. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. I had a great time. And what can you say? I want to give a big shout out to the brothers from the most wishful Florida Grand Lodge, ancient and accepted Scottish Rite Freemasons, who came out to California to fellowship with us. Definitely want to send you a big shout out from me to you. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. We had a wonderful time. Mixer was great. Little karaoke, little dance, little everything. So definitely it was a great time. And to the sisters who came to visit, want to say thank you to you, to the sons of Solomon, ancient, free, and accepted Masons, Grandmaster Diamond, Larry Diamond. Thank you for coming out and fellowshipping with us. So we're going to go right into tonight's. It was an amazing time. Loved it. Man, let me tell you, I'm going to say this. Being a Mason or an Eastern Star, if you ever have the opportunity to go to your grand session, go. Please go. And when you go, and you know the various people that work on the different committees, please tell them thank you, because those committees really go out their way to make sure that you have a great session. Those people, individual who works on those committees, man, they are awesome. I want to say thank you to all of the committees working on the Garden of Eden Grand Chapter, Order of the Eastern Star, California. I want to say to the committees of working on the John G. Jones Grand Lodge, California, you did an outstanding job. Thank you, and thank you. So we're going to get right into this tonight. Please, if you're in the chat room, just send me a chat shout out. Hit the like button. We're going to get right into this. Tonight, we're talking about working to build a point. Working to build a point from a point of the star. So we're going to go into this tonight. It's going to be very interesting conversation tonight. We're talking about working to build a point, So that's what we're talking about tonight. Greetings to everybody who's coming on. And there's some other things I want to talk about also. And I'm going to go into that first and foremost, because there's some things that need to be said so I can move on. And I'm going to be calling out some names. So some of you may know these individuals, some of you may not, but I'm the type of person that if you want to have a conversation, call me. We can have the conversation, and we can do this. What's up? Greetings from the most wishful Harem Grand Lodge of California. Great. What's up, Jay? How you doing? Pleased to have you. Definitely. So what I want to do right now, before I go into tonight's subject, working to build a point, hashtag, we're talking about the Freemasons, the Eastern Stars, and the working tools that each receive as they began to build that point on the star. We're gonna talk about that. So, but before I go any further, Preston Collins Jr., Josh, Robert Q. Gilbert Sr., Andrew H. Watson, and Danny R. Williams Jr., all Prince Hall Masons. How you doing? So look, for the record, for you four, Robert Q., you are a member of the Grand Lodge of State, right? You used to be Modern Free or International, right? You left them because you got bullied into leaving them on regular versus irregular. I just want to get this out the way. You was a staunch defender of your jurisdiction, and you left, and you went and joined State Grand Lodge. That's a fact. Once you did that, Robert Q., you started talking about the very jurisdiction you left. They ain't this, they ain't that. They taking your money. They stealing this, they stealing that. That's what you did. See, I'm man enough to tell you, and if you want to come on the show tonight and have that discussion, Robert Q., you're welcome. Okay? That's what you did. So you left a jurisdiction that taught you Freemasonry. Then you joined the State Grand Lodge because you felt that they was going to teach you better. And you talked about the very jurisdiction you left. I don't know. I don't know what they did to you, but that's what you did. You was a staunch defender of that jurisdiction, and you got bullied into leaving because you felt that what was being given to you was incorrect information in regards to Freemasonry. So you pulled up stakes and you left Robert Q. That's what you did. And then you started talking about the very people that taught you Freemasonry in the beginning, or would have taught you wrong. But them brothers did for you. They did for you, and you know they did for you. I'm gonna leave that where it's at. Now, for that fella called Josh, who has his own channel, I don't mind calling his name. But if you ever gonna talk about somebody, call them on the phone, come on their show, and have an open conversation. Some of you guys like to hide behind the keyboard and type your stuff in these different chat groups. Da 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 da. He ain't about this. Da 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 da. But you're afraid to really have an open conversation. I'm finding that most of you are afraid of really having a dialogue. I mean, a real dialogue about Freemasonry, because you get, I don't know, maybe you get punked out of something. I have no idea. But you guys, the names I just called, I just want to let you know. Just want to let you know. So look, I'm going to get right into this show right now. And because I find that in Freemasonry, for those Eastern Stars, so those sisters who have been around for a minute, and they are sitting on the 5 points of the star. And when they get ready to rotate, when they get ready to move from station to station, whether it be an associate matron, associate conductress, or conductors, when they get ready to move in those elected positions, and you receive that crown as a worthy matron, when you get into that station as the leader of that chapter, you find out a couple of things. You find out that everything that glitters is not gold. You find out that everything that glitters isn't diamonds. So when you get to that point as the head of the OES chapter for which you've been elected to, you find that that past worthy matron put in some work to make sure that that chapter moved forward. But you are so bent on receiving that position to you miss the hard work that goes into it. See, you work the points. It's nothing to work the points. You work those points. You learn those points. In all 5 of those degrees, you learn what they meant, how they're to be broken down. You was on point, sister. But when it came to going to the East, serving with the crown, oh, you found that that crown was heavy. You found out about the telephone calls that you're going to be receiving. You found out about the bickering that you're going to hear about. You found out about him, her, and she, things they shouldn't be doing, but they're doing. Now it's up to you to try to navigate that chapter to kind of keep it together. See, you didn't see all of that because when you were sitting in the West and the North and in the South, you was like, man, I can't wait to get to the East. That's what you said. Man, when I get to the East as a worthy matron, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You said that because you could not wait. You said that because it looked good. You know, when the worthy matron raps, it looks good when she's able to rattle off her parts and everything flow. It looks good. You didn't see the hard work. See, everything that comes to you, you was like, man, wait till I get there. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. But you did not see the hard work that it came to earning that crown that she wore. See, and that's what happens a lot of times within the order of the Eastern Star. Yeah, it's great. You learned the 5 points. Each one of them meant something in your life as a woman, as you grew, as you matured. You got it. You understood the things that came along with the crown within the point, the scepter. You got all of that. You got the wheat and the barley, what that connection was. You got it. But when you made it to the East as a worthy matron, and you found out that this right here, did you really want the headache? Because you asked for it. You got what you asked for. You worked your butt off to get there, and you there now. And you see the other side of what it took for that past worthy matron to maintain her sanctity, to maintain her inner person. See, in leadership, in the Order of the Eastern Star, you're dealing with these sisters and everything that comes along with them emotionally. You're dealing with them. But see, when you receive that phone call at night, and that sister's crying on the other line, when you receive that phone call or that text message, and some disturbing messages come across, and you got to call that sister up and see how she's doing to make sure that her frame of mind is okay. Because as a worthy matron, your job is to take care of that chapter. When it all is said and done, the buck stops with you, worthy matron. See, that crown is heavy. It looks good sitting up there. That crown looks good. Everybody smiling. How you doing, worthy matron? I love you, worthy matron. Great job, worthy matron. But you know what? That worthy matron, she takes all that you give her, all of your energy, be it that negative energy or that positive energy. You put it all on her. She takes it. She breaks it down. She dissects it. She put it in categories to where she's able to deal with it, get back to you on a phone call or whatever that situation may be. And when it's all said and done, it looks like roses. And you're wondering, man, God, my worthy matron be doing the thing. But you don't understand, your worthy matron has some sleepless nights. She has sleepless nights. I mean, she couldn't rest. She tossed, she turned. She's up making sure the reports are going and being turned in on time. See, that worthy matron, you don't see the back end of it. You see all the front. You see all the glitz and the glory. You don't see what the worthy matron actually goes through. The worries of being a worthy matron. I'm just saying. See, I just come from grand session and I watched, I paid attention, people wanting positions. And that's great to want a position. It's even better to earn the position. But when you earn it, you gotta know it's gonna be heavy. That position that you go get when you're in the Order of the Eastern Star, that's gonna be a heavy position. Oh, I want to be the associate conductress. Oh, yes, I want to do that. But when you get that position, it's some responsibility that comes along with that. See, now you're just not the average Eastern Star. You are an elected officer in your chapter, okay? You are responsible for a lot more than you think. Greetings there, Grandmaster Larry Diamonds. Glad to have you aboard. See, you're more responsible now. You're not just a sister of the order. You're just not a point where you're sitting and spitting out when you're opening. No, associate, no, conductors, or no, a conductress. See, your responsibility now is a lot more than it was when you were just sitting as a point of sister, just as it is for the associate conductress. See, your responsibility is a lot more now. See, you thought it was all ice cream and cakes when you were sitting as a point. And then when you got over there, over as an associate conductress or a conductress, now your work is beginning to you're looking at things differently. You're on a couple of steps away from being the worthy matron. And then to the associate matron, you're looking at, see, I've done the associate conductress, I've done the conductress, I'm sitting in the West now. I can't wait to get to the East. See, you and the worthy matron, you may talk, y'all may talk, you may communicate and have a good conversation. But at the end of the day, the phone calls that the worthy matron is getting, you don't get those phone calls. No, you don't get them phone calls. You don't get them phone calls. No, not the ones where the sisters is crying. You don't get them phone calls. Worthy matron, I need you. Can you come by the house? Can I meet you some? See, you don't get them phone calls. And the worthy matron, if she's real good about her job, She don't say nothing about it. She said, yes, when I get off of work or before I go to work, depends on what her schedule's like, I'd like to meet with you. Can you come by the house? We'll get this situated. Well, worthy matron, I'm a little short on my rent today. Is it any way possible that the chapter can loan me? Well, you know what? The chapter can't give it to you right now because I can't get in contact with the secretary or treasurer, but I'm gonna take care of this right now, and then I'll let them know, and we'll work it out from there. Oh yeah, the worthy matron does that. They do it. You know why they do it? Because they like and they love being the worthy matron. They understand the responsibility that comes along with it. See, that associate matron that sits in the west, she good, but that matron that sits in the east, she's the bomb. She's the it factor. She's that she's that pillar, that glue that makes that thing tick. I'm not giving any other elected position any less. I'm just saying when it all comes down to it, all the responsibilities is going to fall on that worthy matron. See, she's the point. You building to the point, she's the point. And you who are a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, you have to understand that. That's why it's so important to support those you have elected to those positions, because you don't know what they go through as far as getting the phone calls from various sisters, their situation at home, what's going on with them. You don't know that. You know, you don't know that. See, we can talk all the noise we want, but I'm just saying that's where it's at. And if you got yourself that good secretary or that great treasurer, that whole thing's keep that engine going. You want to know what keeps your chapter or your lodge going? That secretary and treasurer. They can break or make that lodge or chapter. But right now, we're talking about that chapter. It can do that. See, what we tend to miss when we see all the great pictures, this grand session, what we tend to miss is the hard work that goes into it. Money that people have spent to come to make sure that when you come as a delegate to your session, everything is there for you. See, you forget all of that because when you're there, you're having a ball. See, the average Mason, the average Eastern Star, when you get the session, you're like, hey, you know, sister, you there to have a great time, to take care of ritualistic work, to understand the business of the Grand Lodge, the Grand Chapter. You're looking to have that great time. But there are those who works on those committees, man, they ain't having a great time. They ain't. They are busting their ass to make sure that that grand session goes off without a hitch. The Grand Master is dealing with the hotel to make sure that the banquet rooms and the meeting rooms are on point, that things are set up. I'm telling you what's going on behind the scenes. Because when you come there and you go to your meeting rooms, your mixers and all of that, there's some work been happening behind the scenes so you can have a great time. That's right. So you can have a great time in fellowship with those you haven't seen in a long time. Today, over the weekend, we had our session, and speaking with the hotel, we come to find out that we're the first convention to be at their hotel since COVID. So you know that hotel is in need of business as far as convention wise. So you're trying to build that relationship and make it work. So you might end up going back to the hotel another time. And because of the business that you bring, you may get a better deal. But there's that work that goes into it. And we who enjoy these sessions have to know that it's not easy being in leadership. Being the worthy matron, grand master, wishful master is not easy. It looks easy because those who are in leadership knows how to guide and how to lead to make things look, oh man, that's look easy. But when you get there, you think that you can rattle it off and open it up until you get there to do it in front of everybody and everybody's eyes are on you. Oh, you forget little bits and parts. Ask my grand senior warden. I know he knows his part. I know. I've seen him rally his boom. But when we got the grand session, wait, hold on. That's not you, bruh. It's a whole nother ball game now. But once he gathered his composure, he was good to go. Once he gathered his composure, he was great. As you know, and that's what happens with us in these situations. Now, let's talk about the Freemasons. Those brothers of the craft who has working tools, because see, sisters don't have working tools, they work on the points. See, whenever the sisters go to a particular star, it's recognized as a point. And when they move, it's another point with 5 degrees and different colors and different things that are given to them so they can understand and degree work better. Okay. The brothers, on the other hand, as they move, they are moving with working tools. Okay, to better themselves. So we're talking about a speculative masons taking and using operative tools in symbolizing the things that they do internally. Okay, so as one begins to travel from the apprentice to the fellowcraft to the master mason degree, they are handed certain tools. Okay, that's what they're given. So as one walk up those 3 level of steps, and between the 2 pillars, now it's 3 pillars. You heard what I said. I learned that this weekend. My brother, I want to say it's Brother Byers, who gave that lecture about recognizing the fact that when you walk into the lodge between the first 2 pillars, you become the 3rd pillar. He added some more stuff into it, but the way he broke it down, it really describes and breaks down the man, the body of a man. It was totally beautiful. And I want to send Brother Byers a big shout out, and Brother Hunter a big shout out for that. Also, while it's on my mind, I want to send a big shout out to Brother Rowe from True Kinsman Lodge. He received the Wish for Master Lodge, the Wish for Master awards of the year for his work in his lodge. Big shout out to True Kinsman, #1 out of Las Vegas. You did an outstanding job. Appreciate your fellowship. Your travels. You came from a distance to fellowship. We appreciate you. Just want to let you know your hard work did not just go, it wasn't in vain. You put in the work. You deserve that. So thank you. Appreciate you. Also to Brother Eric Goodman, here his awards were Craftsman of the Year, for Faith Lodge. Brother, you deserve that award. Congratulations to you also, and the work that you've done. There's one more awards that I'm missing, and I can't think of it right now, but those 2 come to mind right off the top. If I miss someone, I apologize. So let me get right back into this. This was my first, and what's up, George B? Glad to have you, bro. Glad to have you. No doubt about it. It was your first and you loved it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Peace, family. Hailing from King Solomon Lodge, #2, New Haven, Connecticut. Welcome aboard. So I'm going to get right back into this second part of our conversation for the day. We're talking now about the Freemasons, the apprentice and fellowcraft, and the work that they put in and the working tools that they have as they move forward in their life. Now, as an apprentice, you receive those working tools that better enable you to understand the workings that you're about to take on. So you're new to this. That's why you are an apprentice. If you know anything about builders, they take that apprentice as a training. That person is training. This is why we say an apprentice is supposed to occupy his mind with useful knowledge, not just with some knowledge, but with useful knowledge. What happens is when a brother who has that zeal and he goes and he studies and he finds out all of these different nuances, there are brothers in the lodge that say, well, no, brother, you shouldn't be studying that. Why? Why shouldn't he be studying that? I need someone to explain to me, if you tell me that I'm an enter apprentice and I'm supposed to occupy my mind with useful knowledge, and I go and I begin to read, to learn, to understand better of the thing that I'm involved with, and be able to break down those working tools from not only a modern perspective, but an esoteric perspective. Not only from that perspective, but an inner perspective. And then I touch on those other things that you may feel that I'm not necessarily equipped to talk about, but you told me to go occupy my mind with useful knowledge. That's what you said. And I do that. And then you're going to tell me that that's not the thing to go do? I shouldn't be doing that? I don't get it. That's as an inner apprentice. Now, when you move into the middle chambers, those winding stairs that take you up to another door, and you enter that middle chambers, you're telling me that I'm supposed to be studying the liberal arts and sciences and things like that. And then, although I was an enter apprentice and I was occupying my mind with useful knowledge to be able to break down those things that I'm going to find in the fellowcraft degree, which sums it all up, because you don't become a master mason until you have mastered the enter apprentice and fellowcraft degree. Now you are a master mason because you got those under your belt. You have been found to be proficient in those 2 degrees. So now you're a master mason. Now follow me just for a moment. Now that you are a master mason, but you're not a sublime master mason. There's a difference than a master mason and a sublime master mason. There's truly a difference. One has mastered the enter apprentice and fellowcraft, so they receive the password to move forward. Okay? But as they begin to move forward, they find they can only go so far because they're not a sublime master mason. That means that they haven't been raised to the degree of a sublime master mason. That means that they have not received that substitute word to manage that word which was lost. They haven't received it yet. So they can only go a certain distance as a master mason, not a sublime master mason. There's a difference between a master mason and a sublime master mason. There's a difference. You can go check that out for yourself. There's a difference. But see, this is the beauty of being in this society of Freemasons in the Order of the Eastern Star. When you are able to engage and have great conversations with like-minded people, people who are looking to better themselves, people who are looking to help you to become a better person. See, that's what it's really all about. But when your chapter or when your lodge is not looking to help you to become a better person than what you are, and using those working tools and understanding those points, but they're always looking to undercut you because you're educated, you're smart, you don't mind standing up for yourself, you got a problem. You got a problem. See, that's the thing I'm finding. For the youngsters who come into your chapter, sisters, for the youngsters who come into your chapters, brothers, allow them to flourish. Give them what they need to grow your organization, to help it to become better. Because Masonry is going to change. The way it was 30 years when I came in is not the way it was 30 years previously before my wishful master came, before my past master became a Mason. It continues to evolve and change. The only thing that is constant in Freemasonry is signs and grips, working tools. Everybody talk about the landmarks of Freemasonry and those 24 landmarks. Those landmarks wasn't for you. Hell, most of the mainstream Freemasonry Grand Lodges don't use those landmarks. But most of us uses those landmarks in regards to our jurisdiction. You do. They don't use them. They don't. But some of our Grand Lodges, when I say ours, I'm talking predominantly ancient, free, and accepted Masons, Black Grand Lodges. You use those landmarks within your jurisdictions. But most, state grand lodges, they don't deal with that. They don't, because what they abide by is their constitution and their bylaws. Everything else outside of that, not gonna happen. It is not going to happen, because their bylaws and their constitution super exceeds that. Clearly, it does. That's how they get down. I would just employ everyone to understand them oaths. 33rd is a lot. Yeah, absolutely. You know, but everybody is not ready to understand what they say, bruh. They just say it because they just want to be a part of. They're following the crowd, so they just do it. Plain and simple. Most of the individual who takes those oaths and obligations in those appending bodies, be it male and female, you're just doing it because you're following along. You have no clue of what you said and how this thing is supposed to work. You rushed it. You just wanted to do it. Here's my opportunity to become such and such and such and such. So you just go do it. You know? That's how you get down. And that's a fact. So greetings to everyone who's just coming on. I appreciate you tuning in tonight. I just got in from my grand session not long ago. I'm excited. It added a little bit more energy to me to press forward, to be the best Mason I can be, to be the best me that I can be, to continue to enjoy the craft and all that it has to offer, and to travel and meet brothers from various places, to do all of that. That is what this session has done for me. And I hope that when you get to your own session, if you're not already had it, that it will do the same for you, that it would increase tenfold of you understanding how to build and bond with brothers from various jurisdictions. I hope that's what it gives you. That's what this session has done for me. That's what I got from my brothers at the session. You know, it continued to solidify the foundation and saying, look, bro, you keep doing it. You keep building. You keep strengthening. You keep growing. And hearing the brothers give lectures at my session really showed me that the work that we do in my jurisdiction is not in vain. It shows me that these brothers are interested in the craft. They're interested in seeing that this jurisdiction grow. And when you have brothers who are interested in seeing your jurisdiction grow, it's a beautiful thing. I didn't say cut down somebody else's jurisdiction. I didn't say talk about another Mason. I didn't say none of that. I'm saying that when you have a true interest in your jurisdiction and seeing it grow, and you know that the brothers are behind you and they want to see it grow, it's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole nother ball game. In a lot of jurisdictions, you won't find that. You won't. You can tell me how regular you are, how whatever you are, where you're not. You can say all of that. But when your brotherhood and sisterhood don't want to see you grow, you have a problem. I don't care what people say. Check it out. If your brothers of the craft and sisters of the order for the fourth time don't want to see you grow and flourish, you got a problem. You got a problem. If you find that within your jurisdiction where you're at, or your lodge in particular, if you find that you put in the work, you've been to your meetings, you've done the things that was called upon you to do, you did these things, you've learned the work, you put the energy in, you are there at the meetings, you're doing all of this, and then when you get to a point and they just totally look over you and they know that you did the work, you got a problem. You can say whatever you can. Look, I'm just giving it to you the way it should be given to you. I'm not trying to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not saying my jurisdiction is better than anybody else. I'm just saying all of us got our issues and our problems in these various jurisdictions. I'm just saying that as a master mason or a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star, when you have done the work, you have put in the time, and you have, and everybody knows that you're doing the work. It ain't no secret that when the worthy matron calls you or the wishful master calls you, you're that point person. Okay, you're that person who uses his working tools when it comes to getting the work done. You're that it, and everybody knows it. But when it comes time to say thank you, and you're overlooked, and thanks goes to everybody else, but who it really should go to, you got a problem. That tells me that your chapter, your lodge, don't want to see you flourish. They don't want to see you grow. Somebody is undercutting your very work. That's what it's telling me. So as you begin to grow into masonry, and as you begin to grow into the Order of the Eastern Star, all I'm asking you to do is set the example on how to be. A lot of people talk a good game. Oh, they do. But your actions are going to show. Is that brother really on my side? Does he really want to see me flourish? Does that sister really want to see me be the best point? Does she? Does she take the time to call me, to work with me? Does he take the time to give me a call to make sure that I'm proficient in my degree work? Is anybody in that lodge, anybody in that chapter is giving me a call? Am I doing the same thing and paying that forward? Am I calling my older brothers and my older sisters to check in on them, to make sure that they're okay? Am I that person? Am I my brother's keeper for real, for real? Not just to talk about it, but am I that person? Am I? How far are you willing to go to make sure that that brother, that sister is okay? Is it around the corner? Is it 10, 15 miles out? Are you taking the very things that have been given to you as an Eastern Star to help you to become the best woman that you can be on while you walk the labyrinth of life, and using that? Because you did say somewhere along the way that you would go and take your purse with you. You catch it on the way home. If your sister's in need, you said that. And to the brothers, are you willing to go that extra mile for your brothers? I'm talking about beyond the boundaries, not just in your chapter, not just in your lodge, but beyond the boundaries. Are you willing to do that? Or are you just one of those Masons? Oh, I'm in my own jurisdiction, blah, blah. Are you that guy? See, for me, a lot of people say, that dude on that YouTube channel, man, he's full of this, he's full of that, blah, blah, blah. They talk all the noise they want to about me. And that is fine. But my work and the things I do personally, for those who know me and don't know me, those who have reached out to me, it's going to speak for itself. My thing is, I'm that guy. And when I say I'm that guy, I want to make sure I say this right. As a Mason, as a brother of the craft, it goes beyond my own jurisdiction. My brotherhood goes beyond my own jurisdiction, meaning that I'm that brother. I don't care about your jurisdiction as far as what you are, what you call yourself. What I'm concerned with is helping you to become the best Mason you want to become. That's me. A brother asked me about 2 weeks ago. I did a video on something that happened in Pennsylvania. Okay, what occurred in Pennsylvania a couple of weeks ago is that on the sidewalks it said, my wife was gang raped by Prince Hall Masons. It was spray painted on the sidewalk, big, black, long. It was there. Okay. Word on the street, get it up, get it off, blah, blah, blah. They was trying to get that removed. It was spray painted on the streets of Philly. I don't have the direct address to where it was at, but I can get it for you. I don't know if it's still there or not, but it was there. And I posted something about this. I'm like, dude, this is not us. And when I say not us, this is not how Masons are supposed to be. I mean, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if it was a prank or not, but what I'm saying is that being there for somebody to write that on a major sidewalk in a major metropolitan area says something. It says, what did these Masons do that this person would point this out? Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but it was spray painted on the sidewalks, and that's not a good look at all. At all. My thing is, my concern, and yes, I was concerned, Danny R. Williams, I was concerned. My concern is that this affects a lot of Masons from various jurisdictions. I don't see, some of you get caught up in the jurisdictional thing. When you become a mature Masons, that goes out the window. Hear me clearly. When you become a mature Mason, jurisdictions go out the window. And the reason it goes out the window because you understand that when you take that trial and you saying that you're going to spread the cement of brotherly love, that goes beyond your jurisdiction. It goes beyond your jurisdiction. Brother Lewis said it was a hoax. And if that is true, and he's telling me that it was a hoax, cool. I'm just saying for me, yes, I was concerned, Danny R. Williams Jr. It was no fluke for me to be concerned. See, I'm that guy. See, some of you new Masons and some of you old Masons, you think somebody's out to get you. He's out to get me. He's out to set me up. He's out to do these. Man, look, a mature Mason don't do stuff like that. I'm talking to a grown Mason. I'm talking to someone that's mature enough to understand the craft and what it's supposed to be about and want to set the example of what it is about. See, that's a grown Mason. That's a mature Mason. That's a brother you want to be able to talk to and have an honest conversation about Freemasonry. Or a sister is in the same point. She's in the same point. Okay? That's a sister you want to be able to have an honest conversation about the order and have it. Have that conversation. You shouldn't be afraid to be able to have a straightforward conversation. You know? Some of these brothers are just internet people who talk, but they don't want to have that conversation. They really don't. And that's okay. And now that I know from Brother Lewis that this was a hoax, my hope is that whoever played that hoax, whoever it was, that they be caught and dealt with in such a way. That's my hope. Because to me, that brings that damages that jurisdiction. That damages that brotherhood. It does. For someone to write on the sidewalk, something like that, and thousands of people may walk by it, hundreds of people may walk by it, that damages that jurisdiction. Although you may say, no, it's not. Yes, it does. People see that. People see that. They go, damn, really, that happened. I don't want to be no Mason. I don't want to be no Eastern Star. That happened. So that's what my concern, Brother Williams, Danny R. Williams, that was my concern. See, I'm not no fluke, no fly-by-night guy that just want to see you be hurt or your jurisdiction be hurt. See, I'm not that guy. Life is too short to want to see someone else fail. See, most of them play Masons, they want to see you fail. They want to see your jurisdiction die off. Those to me are some wretched individuals. That's my point of view. Okay? That's my point of view. I'm speaking strictly from a Masonic point of view to where when brothers try to cut down other brothers from various jurisdictions, you know, and look, let's have this conversation. I've done some things. I've said some things about some people, but I'm not going to lie on you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to BS you. I'm not going to throw something out there and say, oh, well, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm man enough to apologize for something I've done, and especially if it's wrong. That's the difference in a mature Mason versus a person out there that's looking to cause you harm or to destroy you in such a way of your character. This is why it's important to those who have been raised to a sublime degree of a master Mason. You understand exactly what I'm saying when he said, my life you can have, my integrity never. No, I don't care what you say. I deal with this. All right? I'll take my working tools and I build this thing up. That's what you're supposed to do. But hey, what caused them? I have no idea. I have no idea what caused a person to write such a awful thing to cause that jurisdiction harm. I have no idea. But what I do know is that we as Masons, if we're truly going to be that example as an Eastern Star and as a Mason, you're going to have to set some standards. And when I say set standards, I'm not meaning I'm not going to cut another brother down or another sister down in order to build myself up as I so-called set some damn standards. I'm going to be the example to the best of my ability to say, okay, look, now you're going to fall along the way. You're going to stumble along the way. But as a brother, as one who has working tools, I'm going to use those to help lift you up. I'm going to take my trial and spread that cement of brotherly love. I'm going to take my 24-inch gauge and include you in my life. And I'm going to remember you in my prayers. I'm going to do that. Okay? I'm going to hold the things that you tell me to my breast. I'm going to do that. See, that goes beyond my jurisdiction. That goes to the next brother I meet who have been found well and worthy and qualified as I am myself. That goes to him. So that's beyond my jurisdiction. See, when I meet a sister and she asks me that question, am I a member of the Order of the Eastern Star? She don't say stars. She don't say jurisdiction. She says star. And then we go into our conversation. That says a lot about who their sister is and who their brother is that she's talking to. And most brothers cannot have a conversation with an Eastern Star because they don't know nothing about them. And some brothers really don't want to know nothing about them. That's the truth. I ain't lying. Some brothers be like, nope, not touching it. But they're your sisters. They've been around just as long as you have. And that's the truth. That's a fact. I don't profess to be perfect by any means, but my father was a master mason, a minister, and he raised me in a Christian way. There's always certain morals a Christian's supposed to follow. Anyway, absolutely. You're absolutely right. But what happens is when you say that about those morals, they get tossed because the person who's supposed to have these certain morals are too weak. See, in Freemasonry, we talk about those 15 ruffians, all right? 12 recanted and 3 continued on, okay, and slaughtered Haram Abiff. Let me tell you about those 3 ruffians. See, we call them Jubilo, Jubilai, and Jubilon. But those 3 ruffians was much more than that. Those 3 ruffians was egos, superstitious, and greed. That's who them 3 ruffians were. See, he had already dealt with other issues in his life. So those 15 became 3 ruffians because those 12 others, he dealt with them. He was able to subdue them. But the other 3, the ego, the superstition and ego, superstition, and greed. See, he dealt with those. And those are the things that actually killed Haram Abiff. See, we're looking at it from 2 different perspectives. See, when you're reading the ritualistic work, it gives you names. But when you flip that thing, it gives you something else, because in our daily lives as Master Masons, because it is told to you that now you're going to represent someone by the name of Harriman Biff. As you go through this journey, you come to find out that you're going to deal with some things. And those things will kill you if you're not able to subdue them. This is what you learn along the way. And some of us have yet to learn how to even subdue one of them. And that's the work of a Master Mason, a sublime Master Mason. That's his job. His job is to do those things that come after him every day. Whatever those 12 or 15 ruffians may be, his job is to subdue them. That's on a whole nother level. You'll catch that when you go home. 6 signs, 5 pass. Oh my God. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You are absolutely right. Yes. Sister, you so. Oh boy. Oh, Stanford. Oh, you got me rolling right now. Oh my God. Yes, you are right. But most brothers wouldn't know what to come back on that. You know, most brothers wouldn't know what to come back. Once you said that, sis, they don't know how to grip you. Huh? They don't know. Sis, they don't know. So when you see a brother and he says, hey sister, how you doing? He can't have that conversation with you. He has no idea of the works that it took for you to get to where you're at. He has 3 degrees, you have 5. Boom, there it is. And most Masons, as I just said, is I don't want to deal with it. But they don't even, they need to understand the kinship between the Eastern Stars and Masons. There's a kinship. But when you don't want to know the kinship, that's your business. That's your prerogative. That's okay. It's really okay. But what I'm saying is, if I'm going to call this young lady my sister, who I've never seen before, but because she has the emblem of the Eastern Star on her car, maybe she has a ring, maybe she has earrings, and I noticed that she's a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, I need to know how to communicate with her. Okay? I need to know her distress sign. I need to understand. I need to know those things. But how can you know those things when you don't study their works? How can you help her along the way when you don't? This is the importance of all of it. That's the importance. And that's the beauty of having an understanding of why the compass and square is hidden within the star. That's the beauty. This is why the blazing star is so important in the Masonic work, and it's damn so important in the Eastern Star works. That's for sure. Everything is symbolism. You doggone Skippy. Everything is symbolism. You know? But this is where we're at. So look, I'm going to get ready to go. I hope that those of you who are just coming on, I've already been on here for going on an hour. I've been doing those little short 15-minute youth blogs, through the week. And I just got back from the session, and man, it was great. Wonderful time. Definitely, once again, big shout out to Grandmaster Larry Diamond from the Sons of Solomon coming through. Big shout out to my brothers from the Grand Lodge of Florida, Ancient Free, and Accepted Scottish Rite Freemasons. They were there to support. And it was just an amazing session. And to the elected Grand Lodge officers of John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California, Ancient Free and Accepted Masons, to you, my brothers, if I can ever be of any assistance, I know you have my number, and some of you are watching this evening, give me a call. And for those of you who've done those lectures, Brother Jason, man, that lecture you gave in the appending degree work that we did was amazing. Thank you for your hard work and outstanding dedication to the craft. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. So, with that being said, Sister Stanford, when you're ready, let me know. You can always hit me up and just say you want to have that conversation, and we would definitely do that. All right. So, we're going to get ready to go. And I appreciate you. I enjoy each of you. And to those Masons that I called out in the beginning, Preston Collins Jr., Josh Falesko, whatever his name is, Robert Q, Gilbert, and Andrew H. Winston, and Danny R. Williams Jr., you know where you can find me. You can always type your comments in here, and you're welcome to come on and have a real conversation in regards to the craft and being the example of Masons instead of doing that little tap tap thing you do. We can do that. I'm out. Enjoy your day, and thank you so much. Hit the like button. It's over in this corner right here. That like button. It has that Masonic emblem in the corner. Hit that like button. Share the information, and I'll be talking to you. All right. Peace and be well. And whatever you do, stay out the bushes and keep your light on. I'm out. Oh, that's not the right one. There you go.